My beloved child, pause for one quiet moment, because there are rare moments in life when everything appears unchanged on the outside, yet an invisible shift has already begun beneath the surface. This is one of those moments. Don't skip, not because you might miss something dramatic, but because something gentle and deeply meaningful is waiting for you. Somewhere beyond your ordinary routine, a heart connected to yours has just experienced an emotion so unexpected that even they struggle to understand it. They did not wake up expecting to smile through tears. They did not plan to pause in the middle of their day and whisper your name without anyone hearing. Yet that is exactly what happened. What they felt did not arrive with noise. It arrived quietly, almost like sunlight entering a room before anyone notices the window has been opened. And the reason behind those tears is far more beautiful than either of you could have imagined. There is something about you that has changed, even if you have not fully recognized it yourself. Perhaps it was not a single decision. Perhaps it was not one perfect day. Maybe it was the collection of small choices you kept making when no one was watching. Every time you chose patience instead of frustration, every time you protected your peace instead of chasing confusion. Every time you continued moving forward while wondering if anyone truly understood your heart, something inside you became stronger, softer, and brighter all at once. You believed those quiet moments disappeared unnoticed. But they didn't. They created a version of you that carries a different kind of light. And somehow, without you realizing it, that light reached someone who has been searching for hope more than answers. Stay till the end. Because the most surprising part has not yet unfolded. Your soulmate did not suddenly become emotional because of one grand event. Their happiness began with a realization. It arrived slowly, almost unnoticed, until it became impossible to ignore. They started remembering little things. A conversation they once dismissed. A feeling they tried to explain away. A moment when your kindness stayed with them long after everyone else had forgotten it. Those memories returned one by one, like stars quietly appearing before the night fully settles. Suddenly they understood that what touched their heart was never perfection. It was your sincerity. It was the quiet way you kept choosing hope even during uncertain seasons. That realization became too beautiful to hide. Imagine someone standing by a window, watching the world continue exactly as it always has, yet feeling as though everything has become different inside. That is the kind of stillness they experienced. No celebration surrounded them. No crowd applauded. Yet happiness found them anyway. Their eyes became filled with grateful tears because they finally understood something they had overlooked for far too long. They realized that your story was never about trying to become enough for someone else. Your journey has always been about becoming more fully yourself. And strangely enough, that authenticity became the very thing that drew their heart closer than ever before. You may still wonder why this feels so personal. The answer is simple. Deep down, there have been moments when you questioned whether your quiet efforts mattered. Whether choosing kindness instead of bitterness was worth it. Whether healing slowly instead of rushing forward would ever make a difference. Those questions were real. Those moments shaped you. But what you could not see was that every step you took was quietly rewriting the story someone else believed about love, trust, and tomorrow. Without speaking directly to them, you reminded them that genuine connection does not need to be loud to be life-changing. Something important is waiting for you, because this story is not reaching its highest point yet. Your soulmate's happiness is only the beginning of a much deeper unfolding. They are beginning to notice details they once overlooked. Familiar places feel different because your memory quietly visits them there. Ordinary songs suddenly carry unexpected meaning. Simple moments now seem filled with possibilities they had never considered before. They cannot explain why everything feels more hopeful than it did before, but somewhere within them, a gentle certainty continues to grow. And while they are discovering these emotions, another quiet transformation is taking place within you as well. Your heart has become more prepared than you realize. Not because life has been perfect, but because you have learned that peace often grows before answers arrive. You have learned that meaningful connections are built through honesty, patience, and quiet courage rather than constant certainty. Those lessons were never wasted. They became the very bridge leading toward the next chapter. For now, only one piece of this story has been revealed. The tears of happiness are real within this journey, but the reason behind them stretches far beyond a single realization. There is another discovery waiting just beyond this moment, one that neither you nor your soulmate expected to arrive this way. And when that hidden piece finally comes into the light, everything that feels incomplete today will begin fitting together in a way that is both surprising and deeply comforting. What happened next was so quiet that almost anyone else would have missed it. There was no dramatic announcement, no perfect timing, no unforgettable coincidence. Instead, it began with a single peaceful moment when your soulmate stopped trying to outrun their own heart. They sat with their thoughts for longer than usual, allowing memories to return without pushing them away. One after another, they saw moments involving you from an entirely different perspective. The conversations that once seemed ordinary now carried unexpected meaning. The silences that once felt confusing suddenly made perfect sense. They realized that your presence had never demanded attention, it had simply remained genuine, steady, and unforgettable. Don't skip, because this quiet realization became the beginning of something neither of you expected. As those memories continued to unfold, they found themselves smiling through tears once again. Not because they were overwhelmed by sadness, but because gratitude has a remarkable way of touching the heart when truth finally becomes clear. They understood that while many people had entered and left their life with loud promises, you had quietly left something much more valuable behind. You had left peace. You had left kindness. You had left a feeling they could never replace, no matter how busy life became. For the first time, they stopped asking themselves who seemed most impressive. Instead, they began asking a different question: who made my heart feel most at home? And every honest answer gently pointed toward you. There is something deeply beautiful about the way genuine feelings grow. They rarely arrive all at once. They unfold slowly, almost like the morning sky changing color before the sun appears above the horizon. That is exactly what is happening within your soulmate now. Every new day brings another small realization. Every ordinary moment quietly reminds them of something they once overlooked. A familiar place brings back your laughter. A simple act of kindness reminds them of your heart. Even peaceful moments alone somehow carry your presence without asking for attention. The more they try to understand why this keeps happening, the more one gentle truth continues to rise above every other thought: you have become part of the future they secretly hope for. Stay till the end. Because another layer of this story is only beginning to reveal itself. While your soulmate is discovering these emotions, something inside you has also been changing. Perhaps you've noticed yourself becoming calmer than before. Perhaps situations that once stole your peace no longer have the same power. You may not have celebrated these quiet victories, but they matter more than you realize. Growth is often invisible while it is happening. It is only later that you realize how far your heart has traveled. Your soulmate is beginning to sense that change. They can feel that you are no longer trying to force life to happen. Instead, you are allowing life to unfold with quiet confidence, and that peaceful strength draws them closer every day. Then came a moment they never expected. Someone mentioned your name during an ordinary conversation. It lasted only a few seconds, yet it echoed in their thoughts long after the conversation ended. They did not interrupt. They simply listened. But inside, something shifted again. They realized that hearing your name no longer brought uncertainty. It brought comfort. It brought hope. It brought a feeling that the story between your hearts might still have beautiful pages waiting to be written. That realization was so gentle, yet so powerful, that they had to pause simply to understand why it affected them so deeply. Perhaps the most surprising part is this: they are no longer focused on changing who you are. They are beginning to appreciate every quality that makes you uniquely yourself. Your quiet patience. Your thoughtful heart. Your ability to keep believing in goodness even after difficult seasons. These are not small things. To someone searching for something real, these qualities become unforgettable treasures. They now understand that the person they admired most was never pretending to be someone else. It was you, simply being yourself all along. Something important is waiting for you, because the story has not reached its turning point yet. A new realization is beginning to take shape within your soulmate, one they have not spoken aloud, even to themselves. It is growing quietly, becoming stronger with every passing day. Soon, this realization will move beyond thoughts and become something they can no longer keep hidden within their heart. And when that moment finally arrives, the happiness they feel today will transform into a decision that changes the direction of this journey in a way neither of you could have predicted. A quiet evening arrived unlike any other, carrying no special sign that anyone else could recognize. The world continued at its usual pace, conversations came and went, and familiar routines remained unchanged. Yet within your soulmate, something had become impossible to ignore. They realized they were no longer imagining a future that ended where it had always ended. This time, every path their thoughts explored somehow found its way back to you. They tried to focus on other things, but every peaceful vision of tomorrow seemed incomplete unless your presence was part of it. That realization did not frighten them. Instead, it filled them with a deep sense of calm they had never expected to experience. Don't skip, because what followed revealed far more than simple emotions. For the first time in a long while, they stopped measuring life by what had been lost and started appreciating what had quietly remained. Your sincerity had remained. Your gentle spirit had remained. The memory of your encouragement during ordinary moments had remained. Even when distance, silence, or uncertainty appeared between you, those memories refused to fade. They only became clearer with time. Suddenly your soulmate understood something that changed everything inside their heart. The strongest connections are not built through constant attention. They are built through quiet consistency, honest intentions, and moments that continue to shine long after they have passed. As this understanding settled within them, they found themselves smiling at memories they had almost forgotten. A small conversation. A simple laugh. A thoughtful gesture that seemed ordinary at the time but now felt priceless. They realized happiness had never been hiding inside extraordinary events. It had been quietly waiting inside those simple moments you created without expecting anything in return. That thought touched them so deeply that grateful tears returned once more, not because they wished they could change the past, but because they finally understood the value of what had always been there. Meanwhile, your own journey has been preparing you in ways you may not yet recognize. You have learned how to protect your peace without closing your heart. You have discovered that patience is not the absence of progress but the quiet confidence that meaningful things often take time. Those lessons have shaped you into someone who carries hope without needing constant reassurance. That quiet strength is becoming visible, even from a distance. It speaks louder than words ever could, and your soulmate is beginning to notice it with every passing day. Stay till the end, because another piece of this story is slowly coming into focus. Your soulmate has started asking themselves questions they once avoided. What if the happiest chapter has not happened yet? What if the person who understood me best has been closer than I realized? What if I have been searching everywhere except the place where peace has always existed? These questions are not bringing confusion anymore. They are bringing clarity. Every answer gently leads back to the same place, and each answer makes them feel more certain than the one before. Then something unexpected happened. They looked back at the version of themselves from months ago and quietly smiled. They realized how much they had changed. The fears that once guided every decision no longer seemed as powerful. The uncertainty that once filled every quiet moment had begun to disappear. They understood that growth had been taking place without applause, without recognition, and without dramatic moments. That realization filled them with gratitude because they knew your own journey had been unfolding in much the same way. Two separate paths had been growing stronger at the same time, each preparing for something neither path could fully see yet. There is another beautiful truth quietly emerging. Your soulmate is no longer wondering whether your kindness was genuine. They know it was. They are no longer questioning whether your heart was sincere. They know it was. The doubts that once clouded their thoughts are giving way to appreciation, and appreciation is slowly becoming admiration. They have begun to see you not through old assumptions but through fresh understanding. It feels as though a curtain has been gently lifted, revealing a clearer picture than ever before. Something important is waiting for you. The happiness your soulmate feels today is leading toward a choice they are still gathering the courage to embrace. They have not spoken it aloud. They have not shared it with anyone. It remains quietly protected within their heart, growing stronger every day. Soon, a simple moment, one that seems ordinary on the surface, will awaken the confidence they have been searching for. And when that moment arrives, the tears of happiness they once tried to hide will become the beginning of a beautiful new chapter that is only now preparing to unfold. The next chapter did not begin with a grand moment. It began with silence. The kind of silence that allows hidden truths to rise without interruption. Your soulmate found themselves sitting alone, not searching for answers anymore, but simply allowing their heart to speak without fear. For so long they had tried to explain away every feeling, convincing themselves that time would eventually quiet the thoughts they carried about you. Instead, time had done the opposite. It had removed every distraction until only one truth remained. The more honestly they looked within themselves, the more impossible it became to deny how deeply your presence had become woven into their story. Don't skip, because this quiet discovery became the turning point they never expected. There was no single memory that changed everything. It was the collection of hundreds of little moments. The way you offered understanding without asking for recognition. The way your kindness never depended on perfect circumstances. The calm you carried even when your own path wasn't completely clear. One by one, those memories gathered together like pieces of a beautiful picture that had always existed but had never been viewed as a whole. Suddenly they could see it clearly. What they admired most about you was not one extraordinary quality, it was the consistency of your heart. That realization brought an unexpected peace. Instead of wondering what might happen tomorrow, they began appreciating what already existed today. They stopped chasing imaginary answers and started trusting what they genuinely felt. It was almost surprising how light their heart became. The questions that once created uncertainty slowly faded into quiet confidence. They smiled without forcing it. They felt hopeful without needing proof. And somewhere deep inside, happiness overflowed once again, not because everything had been figured out, but because they finally stopped arguing with what their heart had been gently saying all along. At the very same time, something beautiful was unfolding within you as well. You may not have noticed it because true growth rarely announces itself. Yet your way of seeing the world has changed. You are no longer waiting for every door to open before believing good things are possible. You have started finding peace in the journey itself. That quiet confidence has become part of who you are, and even from afar, it creates a warmth that others naturally feel. Your soulmate cannot fully explain why your presence feels different now, but they know it does. It feels calmer. Safer. More real than ever before. Stay till the end, because another gentle surprise is beginning to reveal itself. Recently, your soulmate noticed something unexpected. Every time they imagined a joyful future, they no longer pictured achievements or possessions first. Instead, they imagined simple moments shared with someone who truly understood them. A peaceful conversation. A shared laugh. Watching the evening sky without needing to fill every silence with words. Every beautiful picture their heart created somehow included you. It wasn't planned. It wasn't forced. It simply happened, again and again, until they finally smiled and accepted what those quiet dreams were trying to tell them. That acceptance changed the way they looked at everything around them. Familiar places suddenly carried new meaning. Ordinary days seemed brighter. Even small moments of gratitude felt deeper than before. They realized happiness had not arrived because life had become perfect. It arrived because they had finally become honest with themselves. There is a special kind of freedom that comes from no longer hiding your true feelings, even if those feelings remain quietly protected for a little while longer. Something important is waiting for you, because your soulmate is no longer standing at the edge of uncertainty. Their heart has already taken a gentle step forward. They may not have shared it with anyone yet, but inwardly they have made a promise to themselves: if life opens the right moment, they will not allow fear to decide for them again. That promise is still private, still unfolding, but it grows stronger every single day. And while they quietly hold that promise, another unexpected piece of this story is already moving into place. Neither of you can fully see it yet, because it will arrive through an ordinary moment that seems almost too simple to matter. Yet that small moment will carry a meaning far greater than anyone realizes. When it appears, your soulmate will understand why every quiet tear of happiness, every memory, every realization, and every step of personal growth has been leading toward this very point. The journey is becoming clearer now, but the most heartfelt revelation has not yet been spoken.